מכבד אותנו בנוכחותו נשיא הקונגרס היהודי העולמי, השגריר רונאלד לאודר. Ambassador Ronald Lauder is president of the World Jewish Congress and a chairman of the Jewish National Fund USA. A businessman with a long record of public service, he served as the U.S. Ambassador of Austria, as a Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense at the Pentagon. Here in Israel, he founded the Lauder Employment Center with Ben-Gurion University in the Negev and the Lauder School of Government at the IDC. Mr. Lauder, please.
Thank you, Sarah. I'd also like to thank our conference chair, Professor Alice Mintz, for his leadership in putting together this important event. I am confident that today's conversations will be thoughtful, stimulating, and solution-oriented. That's a good thing, because now, for Israel and the world, the stakes have never been higher. Last year, my good friend, President Rivlin, took the stage of this conference and shared his vision for a new Israeli order, a vision for a more inclusive Israel, a more just Israel, a more resilient Israel. This message is needed now more than ever. The terrorist attack in Orlando, Florida, reminded the world of the challenges we still face. Terrorists are trying to destroy our way of life, from Tel Aviv to Paris to Orlando. But I'm an optimist. I believe that most people of all religions reject this type of hate and violence. But as we move forward, we need to change our approach. There is no denying that the Israel we know is changing. And according to the Israeli census, and I just heard it, the new school year that starts in 2018 will have half of its first grade will be either ultra-Orthodox Jews or Arabs. And these changes have major consequences for Israel's economy, for Israel's colleges and universities, for Israel's military, and for the Jewish state as a whole. As you heard in President Rivlin's four-tribe speech, last year's conference will go down in history as the first step in writing this new chapter. It will be remembered as one of the strongest speeches by an Israeli leader of the 21st century. And I also remind us on Prime Minister Netanyahu's speech at Bar-Ilan University in 2009. Today, 1 year later, we stand on the foundation that President Rivlin laid down, and we begin to build a plan for a new economy, one with equal opportunities for everyone living in Israel. We begin to build and to provide all citizens equal access to civil society. And above all, we begin a plan to create a shared Israeli identity, to create a shared Israeli character. In this effort, we must partner with diverse groups from schools and youth movements and the major high-tech companies. And in so doing, we show the world what we all know to be true. Israel is the light unto nations, the only place with the values needed to develop and implement a plan of such soaring ambitions. I look forward to a passionate and vigorous debate today, because if there's one thing the Jewish people are good at, it is passionate and vigorous debate. And with that, let me turn it over to Professor Earl Reichman, who will formally introduce President Rivlin. I thank you very much for everything.